Hello and welcome to covering absolute madness that was Group A of the 2020 European Managerzone Championships. Going into the final round, we've got Ukraine on top, perpetual underdogs in most of their games, with 2 wins and 2 tied games. We've got Romania in second place, who controversially lost to Ukraine. Controversy in the forums about that. But they are in second place. Ukraine playing bottom of the table Serbia. Romania against Belarus. Belarus have a win, but also have by far the worst goal difference in the group so far. We have Scotland and Germany, obviously the final game to be played. So both of these teams, the results are a little bit out of their hands. But they can still, yes, even Germany can progress. Belarus and Serbia just playing for pride. So the way for Scotland to progress, basically, they either need to outscore Romania. So Scotland wins, Romania ties, Romania loses, Scotland ties. To beat Romania out. Or they can beat Ukraine out if Scotland wins and Ukraine does not win. So if Ukraine ties, they'll go to 9 points. If Scotland wins, though, they'll go to 10, and they'll be ahead of the Ukrainians in that fashion. So the scenario for Germany. Germany, so you can see they're on 5 points. They're playing against Scotland, so beating Scotland means Scotland stays on 7 and Germany goes to 8. So that part's easy. A tie is not good enough. They won't overtake Romania or Ukraine with a tied game. So Germany needs to win. If Romania loses and Germany wins, that's good enough for Germany. If Germany wins and Romania ties, Germany will have to win by 5 goals against Scotland. Or if Germany wins and Ukraine loses, Ukraine will lose in this scenario, so their goal difference will go down to 5, which means Germany would only need to win by 4 goals against Scotland, and that would see them go through on a goal scored 4. It gets a little complicated with goal scored 4 because, like in this scenario, I'm imagining Germany gets to 11, Ukraine loses 1-0. If Ukraine loses 3-2, Ukraine would still go through instead of Germany. But we will go through all of that as we go through the various games. It's kind of at the same time. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so we're going to start with the tactics from Scotland, Germany, the opening tactics. So Scotland attacking straight down the middle, a very conventional defense, a pretty conventional formation overall, not taking a lot of risks. Remembering that Scotland needs to win. Germany going for a wing strategy. Again, a pretty typical lineup. We've got the double wingers, so I would expect the 2 wingers to dominate for Germany against the Scottish defense. Scotland's defense is reasonably high up, which should counter the wings a little bit. On the flip side, Germany's defense is quite far back. Scotland's gone for 1 attacking midfielder, 2 strikers, which probably won't... I reckon Germany's done a decent job of countering there with a little bit of a deeper defense. The 2 centre-backs should be able to pick up the 2 strikers reasonably easily. So I would say Germany looking good in that game. We have Ukraine versus YX. Serbia is somehow... Serbia gets to be YX. I don't know how that works. Ukraine going for short passing straight down the middle. This is a formation that is incredibly vulnerable to wings, which Serbia elects not to play. Serbia is going for short passing and attack, not a lot of midfielders. So they should have plenty of possession if they weren't playing a team that's playing basically straight down the middle. Ukraine, I would say, is looking much stronger. You've got Serbia's 2 wingbacks are not going to be very involved in the play whatsoever. So they're basically playing with 9 men against 11 here. So Ukraine with the advantage, I would say, in that game. And finally, we have Romania, Belarus. Romania going anticipating Belarus to play short passing. They've very much stacked the defense, and they're anticipating that their one winger will be enough to get plenty of ball into their central striker. They've also got number 2 here who should do a good job of defending, like any headers, misplaced headers out of a box. Number 2 will pick those up quite nicely. Belarus are indeed going short passing. They've got 3-3, but the two lines are not very well connected. And also, I don't like 3 deep defenders against a wing strategy. You're basically giving the pass to the winger every time. So basically, the number 6, they're going to be very heavily reliant on for stopping the Romanians. Now for the fun part, I'm going to press play on all of these games, and we're going to pretend... I mean, they did all happen at the same time. Oh, what am I saying, pretend? Attempt to commentate 3 games at once. It's going to be very interesting. I do have a look... We'll see how we go. So we're gonna start, and then I need to press it twice, and then we're gonna start. So Ukraine, Serbia, ball being played back into the midfield, into the defense now. Nesta should pick it up for the Ukrainians, who a win would be ideal. And we've got a yellow card already. The Serbian striker, that was Roganovic, picks up a yellow very early there. The Ukrainians go forward. Pjacic, the Serbian defense, manages to get rid of it. Ukraine in midfield. Here's Williams for Serbia, making a pass interception. Here's Roganovic. Roganovic dribbling towards the box. He's going to have to back pass that to Yerny. Yerny is tackled by Pyatchenko. Here's Makalov for the Ukrainians, finding Pyatov. Pyatov is through and go here! Pyatov's shot is saved, and we might switch to somewhere else. So we've got Germany, Scotland here. Here's Brock Muller going down the wing. Like I was saying, they should be dominant on that wing with the 2 wingers. Brock Muller's cross. Here's Dirks. He's tackled well by the Scottish centre-back there. Germany wins the ball back in midfield. Brock Muller, he's tackled by Eddie. Eddie for Milne. Milne now, passing wide, hoping for McClurgan. McClurgan, though, was fouled. Here's McKnight with the free kick. McKnight finds Milne, but he's tackled by the centre-back. They get it out to the winger. Here is Brill, the main winger here, going down the wing. Draws 3 Scottish defenders. His pass is terrible, though. Finds later for Milne. Milne now, the central attacking midfielder for Scotland, finds McClurgan. McClurgan tries to put McClure through, but the Germans manage to intercept to Brill. The Scottish winning the ball back in midfield, though. Here is Milne. Milne for McClure. McClure for the first real chance that we're seeing from this game, and that is saved by Staffelt. So we've got Romania, Belarus here. Here's Ultian, and this game is the least developed of the 3. For some reason, we're only at 2.5 minutes. Belarus, so here we've got Slipchenko. Slipchenko! Saved by Aliuta. If Belarus win, that very much puts Germany and Scotland in the game. Romania are in second spot at the moment, going into these games. Here's Nistor, the winger. Nistor down. Ooh, a good header from Ferdu. But the ball is saved by Erkovic. Erkovic of Belarus. Passing it forward. Here is Slipchenko. Slipchenko for Kuzmic. Kuzmic. The ball is cleared by Leclerc. Leclerc for Romania, passing to Nistor, the winger. Nistor, he is approached by Bulatov. Doesn't mind him. The cross comes in. Another crossbar. Ferdoy hitting the crossbar again. We might go to a different game. How is Ukraine? Serbia going. We've got Roganovic. Roganovic to Williams. Williams now passing back. Here's Mirkovic. Mirkovic passes back. Yerani. Yerani with a shot from midfield. Yerani really testing the keeper there. Osachuk with the goal kick for Piatenko. Piatenko to Medved. Medved couldn't find his... Well, the back pass finds Roganovic of Serbia. He's tackled by Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko with the ball, dribbling it forward. Yarmolenko finding Pyotr, but he's tackled by Karis. Lots of squares there. Here's Williams. Williams now passing wide for Mirkovic. Mirkovic for Roganovic with the header. Osachuk being tested early. Here is Scotland, Germany. Brock Miller for Brill. Brill now. Cross comes in. Here's Dirks. Dirks is tackled again. So we can see the Scottish central defender. I haven't quite caught his name yet. Well on top of Dirks. Here's Brill for another cross comes in. Ow! This one hits the crossbar. It is McIlwraith, is that Scottish defender who is making all the goal-saving tackles. I've got a tackle. Here's Thompson. Thompson passing for McClure. He's tackled from behind. Here's Eddie down for Thompson for the Scots. Scots dribbling it forward. Here's McClure. He's tackled. Germany gets the ball out to the wing. Here's Brill. Brill managing to get down the wing. He crosses back for Barman. Barman for Brock Muller. Brock Muller. He might be tackled by Eddie. No. Avoids the tackle. Gets a cross in. Ooh, crossbar again. There is Dirks. Maybe Dirks is getting a little bit on top of McIlwraith there. Here's Swartz. Swartz wide for Brill. Eddie once again helpless in defense. His cross though finds Find Later, who did find the ball later there. Here's Milne. McKnight. McKnight now backwards for Thompson. Thompson is pressured by the Germans, but he puts a through ball for McClurgan. McClurgan! That's the first goal! And Scotland are currently going through. But we're going to swap to Romania's game, and it's only at 10 minutes. So Scotland going through at the moment at the expense of the Romanians, who are currently dropping down into third place. Here is Afasez for Belarusians. Lamashkevich, Stashonok, Lamashkevich. Oh man, these Belarusian names. That's Lipchenko, that one's easy. Here's Ultian for Romania. His ball is intercepted by Belkin, and there's a tackle from and a shot from Let's go to Scotland, Germany. We don't want to miss any of the action, and the action is coming thick and fast. Here's Brill backwards, forwards. Brock Muller. The Scottish defenders have no answer for these German attackers. Brock Muller in for Dirks. Dirks controls it, and the ball is saved by Simon for Scotland. His goal kick. Swartz intercepts. Finds Brill. Brill avoids Eddie, who now has to give trace. Here's Torsen as well. Brill's cross comes in. Here is Dirks, and he's tackled in the box. Hoff manages... Hoff with a long shot! Hoff managed to tackle the Scottish player and put in a long shot and beat the keeper. It's 1-1 there. And that means Romania, once again, off the top of my head, I think is going through instead of Scotland. No, yes, they are, because it's still a draw here. Ooh. Romania with a chance there to go ahead with a header. Lol. Anyway, the Belarusians. Here's Yakovenko. Yakovenko. Ball for Kamenic. Kamenic now in central midfield. Passes forward for Lamashkevich, who passes for Kuzmic. Kuzmic with a good chance here. Kuzmic! Belarus! Is the upset on. Belarus are up 1-0 against Romania now. That puts Scotland back through, and that really puts Germany in the game. Well and truly. Here's Avasev. Avasev, cross comes in for Stashonok for Yakovenko. Romania under siege here. Aliuta with the save. We've got Scotland, Germany as well. Here's McKnight once again for the Scots. McKnight trying to put Milne through, but fails. We've got going back to Romania, Belarus. Here is Belarus with the ball, but the Romanians get it back through Skriptler. Durla is a great name, by the way. Here's Kuzmic for the Belarusians, launching another attack. Belarus, Kuzmic, ooh. The Romanian defense manages to get back. Here's Nistor. The Romanians have switched to attack down the opposite flank. Nistor's cross comes in, it's a goal! Against the run of play a little bit, but Romania goes back to 1-1, and Romania with that will be going through to the next stage. McKnight for Scotland. McKnight dribbling. McClurgan backwards for Thompson. Forwards. Here's Milne. Avoids a tackle. Milne. He's isolated in the middle. He gets to the penalty spot and scores. Romania for a second were going through at the expense of Scotland, but now Scotland is going through at the expense of Romania. We're going to pause all the games here. At this juncture, we're going to look at the spreadsheet, the table. So at this point, is that right? 2 wins, 3 ties, gets you to 9 points. Yeah, because, okay, so Romania and Scotland both lead their games, which puts them both on 10 points. Ukraine is still 0-0 against Serbia. So that means Ukraine only adds 1 point. So they drop from first place to third place and eliminated from the group. So the Ukraine result, so Germany at the moment cannot make it through regardless of the results against Scotland, because both Romania is winning and Ukraine is tying. For the brief moment where Romania was losing, they would have been back to 7 points. Germany were well in with a shout. But Romania's result will have a big bearing on whether Germany can make it through or not. Anyway, that is the table as it stands. We're going to go back to the action. Because for some reason I can pause live TV just like that. Anyway, we have Romania, Belarus. Here is Skriparo. Skriparo, his ball goes through, and that's another goal! Sorry, I was meant to actually do the break here. Oh well. Second goal for Ferdoy. And now Romania is winning. I should have done the break here. The table was actually a little bit ahead of what I had planned. I'm going to go with it, though, because I'm under a little bit of time pressure. Here's Lamek Shevkovic and Kuzmic. Well, Aliuta with a fabulous double save. No support from the Romanian defense there. The Romanians seem to be having a much easier time going down their right flank with Nistor. Nistor crossing it in for Ferdoy. Ferdoy with the shot, but Urkovic with the save. And we go to Scotland, Germany. Scotland up 2-1 here. Plenty of goals so far. Germany get it out to the wing. Here is Brill once again. So Germany, unlike Romania, who went down and swapped their wing, Germany electing to stay the same. That may mean they've got more alternate formations up their sleeve. Here's Brock Muller. Brock Muller's cross comes in for Dirks. Off the crossbar, and Simon saves there. And we'll look at the other game. It is Ukraine-Serbia. Piatov for Biloshapka. So the Ukrainians really need to score here. Matkevich winning the ball back in midfield. We've got a real short passing battle here. Here is Yarmolenko for Litvolchak. Ooh! His shot from outside the box, just saved by Urkovic. The Serbian keeper who is missing his first letter, so therefore I don't know. Anyway, here's Williams. Williams into the box? No. Passing backwards for Jeremic. Jerenic. Forward for Roganovic. But he is tackled. Here's Medved. For the Ukrainians, Pyatov. Pyatov backwards. A lot of back passing going on in this game. Pyatenko. Litovchuk through. Litovchuk! Can't convert. Janjic forward, only finding Matkevich, the central defender, finding Medvic in central midfield, ball forward. Cleared by the Serbian defender. Here's Medvic again. For Pyatenko. Pyatenko goes backwards again for Biloshapka. Biloshapka, his ball forward. Roganovic with the ball in midfield for the Serbians. Mirakovic. Both teams really struggling to move the ball out of the central third or area of the pitch. But as I say, that Pyatov is through. 1-on-1. Pyatov cannot convert there. Romania, Belarus. Here's Stashonok. Stashonok putting Slipchenko through. Slipchenko's first shot is saved, and his second shot is saved too. Aliuta with a fabulous double save there. His goal kick is not so fabulous, but the ball ends up with Stashonok. Stashonok for Lamashkevich. For Slipchenko again. The Belarusians are doing really well down their left flank. Low cross. Kuzmic! Corner! Fabulous save from Aliuta there. Remember, if Romania does not win, they will be in serious trouble. Here is Kamenic with the corner for the Belarusians. And, ooh, we had a header, but it was over the bar. Let's go back to Scotland, Germany. Here is Brill once again going down that wing. Finds later with another interception. Finally, Lintus having a great game in defensive midfield. It seems like every time we switch, he's winning the ball back. Here's McClurgan. McClurgan back for Thompson. Thompson forward for Milne. Milne is through on goal here. Milne! Staffelt with the save. The Germans really have to go aggressive. They are getting a lot of ball on the wing, but it's not. It's only led to the one goal so far. Here is Brill once again. Brill will cross. Dirks with the ball. McIlraith is a little bit on top in that one-on-one battle. The Scottish manager certainly picking, Eddie with a missed tackle there. I'm assuming the Scottish manager has put their best defender, McIlraith, and if he's not their best defender, as he makes another interception, he's sure performing like one. A magnificent performance from McIlraith. Here's Find later with the free kick, and he does not find anyone with that ball. Ukraine, Serbia, Yarmolenko for Medved. Medved now dribbling forward, elects not to pass to a striker, and he's tackled as a result. A poor decision there. Here's Pyatenko. Pyatenko can't find anyone. Can the Serbians open up the Ukrainians with their central midfielder out of position? No, they pass backwards and allow the Ukrainians to reset their defense. Here's Maklakov. Maklakov for Pyatov. Pyatov instead electing to pass backwards for Yarmolenko. Lyasovchak with the free kick. He finds Pyatov! Shot from outside the box. Not going anywhere. Back to Romania, Belarus. Oltien. Ball to the wing. Doesn't find anyone though. Slipchenko, no. Mule for Skriparo. Skriparo. Ball in. Fjordui. But his ball is safe. His header is saved, I should say. Slipchenko. Slipchenko is tackled and the ball ends up. Nistor can't control it, so it will be a throw-in for Stashonok. Stashonok's throw-in is intercepted by Mule. Mule for Skripkaru. Skripkaru tries to put Fordoy through. Does not. Here's Doldarescu. Doldarescu for Skriparu. Skriparu's low cross. Parku is there. Kamenic can't win the ball though. Fordoy with the shot It's slightly past the keeper, but the Belarusian defense scrambles. They clear the ball once. They clear the ball twice. Here's Lamoshkevich for Kuzmich. Kuzmich is tackled, though. Those Belarusians look like they're running out of stamina. The Romanian defense far outpacing them. Here's Nistor. Nistor's ball in Fedoi. Saved by Erkovic. Belarus might need to make some substitutions here because it looks like Romania are starting to get on top. I would say superior stamina. Here is Nistor. Nistor, ball in. Fedoi. Fedoi takes it. Saved by Erkovic. Erkovic. Goal kick out for Stashonok. Stashonok. Intercept by Leclerc for Nistor. And that is half time in Romania, Belarus. Yeah, this game's still at 30. What about the other game? 39. We're going to follow Scotland, Germany for the remainder of the half. I don't know how the Romanian game got so far ahead. Anyway, here is Kimpella for the Germans. He's probably going to short kick it here for Brill. Kimpella, and he does. Brill now, down the wing. It looks like the Germans have changed formation. Ducks! The Germans have indeed changed formation, so the Germans have got two wingers now. The Germans do have to be ultra aggressive. Here's McClurgan! McClurgan is through as a result of the high German line. Germany... Yeah, that line is too high. Scotland are going to get some balls through their strikers. Here's Kimpella. Kimpella for Brill. Brill, the original winger, still on his wing. He's going to dribble this one forward. He's got not much to kick to. Dirks's header almost going in. He's a little out of position where he is. And we have a yellow card for McClurgan, one of the Scottish strikers. Barman will take the resulting free kick. I think I like this for Scotland. The way that Germany's lining up now. We're going to pause that game. And we're going to go back to Ukraine, Serbia. Letkovic with his shots there, but Urakovic with the interception. Here is Williams, a nice name there. Williams passing forward for Roganovic. Roganovic is tackled by Nesta. Nesta for Pyatenko. Pyatenko with the ball, passing forward for Letovchuk. Letovchuk trying to find Makalov, finds Pyatov instead! The Ukrainians are really pressing. It seems like every time we switch to this game, they are the ones that are on top. Here's Janic. Janic passing to Jaranic. Jaranic in midfield is tackled by Medvid. Medvid now, central midfield, passes for Pyatenko. Pyatenko passing forward for Lyachocek. He gets past the central defender. He takes a shot. Markovic is... No. Urakovic teleports and makes the save. Williams, Jaranic. Jaranic now is harassed by Bibliochanka. Forces the pass wide for Mirkovic. Mirkovic with a cross coming in. Roganovic wins the ball. He passes backwards though, instead of taking a shot there. Yarmolenko for Yetovchuk. Yetovchuk. Ooh, ball is intercepted by the Serbian. The central defenders for Serbia are doing quite well, but the rest of the team is really letting them down. Here's Pyatov. Pyatov going backwards. Mirkovic with an interception, passing for Williams, who runs onto it now. Williams now draws Slosha. Matkovic down to Nesta. Nesta for Ukraine. Pyatov. Pyatov passes forward. Can he find his man? No, he can't. Radinovic, the central defender, passing all the way to the striker, Roganovic. Roganovic wide. Mirkovic. No, Pyatenko with the interception. Pyatenko from the wing, dribbling centrally some more. Avoids two tackles. Maklovov! Maklovov! With a goal! Ukraine 1, Serbia 0. And that drastically changes things, particularly for Scotland. Ukraine go into halftime 1-0 up. And we will pause it there. So at halftime, this is how the situation stands. Ukraine on top with 11 points. Romania by goal difference from Scotland. Both Romania and Scotland. So all three top teams are currently winning their games. Germany, for Germany to get in now, they need to, so they can get to 8 points. They need Romania, they probably need Romania or Ukraine to lose. Romania, remember, are 2 goals. Well, Romania and Scotland are both 2 goals, 1 up. Ukraine is only 1-0 up. So they need either Ukraine or Romania to lose, as well as obviously beating Scotland. So Germany not quite out of it yet, but it's looking very, very unlikely, particularly as they're losing their own game. Scotland are sweating on both Ukraine and Romania. Okay, so we're going to start the second halves. Just make sure I've got my fingers at the ready. Go, go, and go. And I forgot to turn the player names on. We've had a few substitutions in a couple of the games, but it's kind of hard for me to tell who's been subbed out for what. Here we've got Serbia attacking. Here's Williams now. Williams, the game has just opened up for him. The defense, Roganovic! With a long-range shot, but that goes out for a corner. Corners are not typically that interesting. Here we are, Belarus, Yakovenko. His pass intercepted. Eventually, I can't tell which way is everyone. Okay, so Romania to my left. No, Romania to my right. They're just passing it backwards. They got a back four. And some more back passing. Here's Kuzmic. Kuzmic for Lamaneshkov. The ball eventually out wide to the wing for Nestor. Nestor now, down the wing. Nestor, will he take the shot? No, will he cross the ball? Man, Mihai, who's one of the substitutions. With that. I pressed the wrong button. That's fine, everything's fine. Okay, let's go to Ukraine. So in all that time, the corner eventually got taken. So now we've got Ukraine, Luktovchuk. Here's Maklakov. Maklakov for Pyatov. Pyatov is through on goal here. Pyatov to make it 2-0. Ooh, tried to dribble past the keeper, but did not succeed there. Here's Janjic. Janjic to Williams. Williams for Serbia. Roganovic looks like he's through here. Mirkovic, though, is passed the ball out wide, and he crosses, but it's intercepted by Nesta. Nesta for Piotr. Roganovic! Roganovic! What a flip as well. Serbia equalizes in their game, making it 1-1. And we're going to have a look at the spreadsheet. So with that equalizer, Ukraine is now being eliminated if things stay the same. So Romania, we think Romania is pretty safe. Scotland going through at the moment by just 1 goal in their game, but also 1 goal in the Ukraine. If Ukraine can score a second goal, they will jump Scotland into first place in the group with Romania in second. And for Germany, Germany needs to score 2 goals against Scotland and also hope that Ukraine lose. Oh, actually, no. Germany needs to score about 4 goals. Germany's effectively eliminated at this point. But we'll go back to the action. Okay, it's because the mouse is involved. Make sure I've got the 3. Alright, this game can start first. I feel like they... If I go back to... Anyway, we're going to watch a bit of Scotland, Germany before going forward. Here's McClurgan. McClurgan passes for Milne. Milne is tackled. The Germans get it out to Brock Müller. The Germans, remembering, changed their formation in the first half. Here's Dirks. Dirks is tackled though. Hesse. Hesse for Brill. Brill avoids a tackle from Eder. Brill, his attempted short cross for Dirks is unsuccessful. McClure with the ball for the Scots. He's tackled by Hesse. Eventually ends up with McKnight in midfield for the Scots. Trying to find McClurgan, but it's intercepted. Brill is tackled by Eddie on the wing. Eddie now tackled by Swartz in the middle. Here's Brock Müller. Brock Müller finds later, trying to tackle him down. The pressure forces the pass. The pass is rather errant. Eventually, Kimpeller. Kimpeller for Germany is going to attempt a pass to Hoff, who attempts a ball in for Dirks. McClurgan, the German defense is really out of sorts here. Here's McClurgan, avoids 2 tackles. McClurgan, first shot saved. Second shot saved to Staffelt with some good keeping there. Here's Hoff. Hoff out wide, hoping for Briff, but does not find him. Here is Brock Müller. Brock Müller, short pass for Hoff. Hoff, forward ball for Dirks. Dirks back towards Barman. Does not find him. Here's Milne. Milne back pass for McKnight for the Scots in possession. They can't afford to concede a goal here. They have to, well, really, a second goal for Scotland, a third goal for Scotland would really settle the nerves. Here's Thompson in the middle of the pitch. Thompson for Scotland. Thompson probing, shooting, and that ball is out of bounds. We have a substitution for the Scots. And while that's happening, we might look at the Romania-Belarus game. Here is Skip! Skip Rao scores! And it's 3-1 to Romania. Romania looking very assured now. The pass came from midfield, went forward for Skip Rao, Skip Caro, and Skip Carew. Script Carew is his name. Script Carew. And here's Duldurascu. Romania looking very safe now. Looking like they will be one of the 2 teams to progress from the group. It was a little iffy early. Here's Nistor. Avoids the Stashonok tackle. Nistor down the wing for Romania. Cross comes in. Mihai forces a great save out of Erkovic. Romania, it looked really bad early, but they seem like they're just running over the top of the Belarusians. I think the Romanians have more stamina here. Here is Nistor, and he's actually dribbled it out of bounds there, so we have a substitution. And while the substitution plays, here's Ukraine-Serbia again. Medved with the ball passing forward for Litovchak. Litovchak with the shot, but it was saved. Ukraine needs a goal. Here's Piatov. Piatov now. Good Serbian defense corralling them. Biloshapka. Biloshapka trying a through ball, but Radinovic with the interception. His clearance goes straight to Piatenko. Eventually cleared by the Serbians. Roganovic to Williams. Williams a probing run. Williams wide to Mirkovic. Mirkovic pass for Janic, but it's intercepted by Medved. The Ukrainians. Here's Piatov. Piatov for Guy, and then Piatenko. Piatenko, Medved. Medved, ball forward to no one in particular. Radimovic to Kopakaka. And here is Williams. A nice English name there. Williams goes wide to Rushvich or something. Biloshapka clearing the ball with defensive midfielder, but only as far as Kopakapa. Kopakapa for Radovic. And we have the Ukrainians making all their subs. They desperately need a goal here. We'll just stay with this to see if they're changing from their short passing tactic. And no, they're not. They're going to stay the same tactic and attempt to score that way. Here is the Germany-Scotland game. Kimpello, short pass for Ducks. Ducks' shot is saved. Hoff tackled from behind by Elwood. Elwood dribbling forward. Elwood passed. Hesse tackled by McClure. McClure with a shot, and that is saved too. We have Stashonok in the Belarus-Romania game for Slipchenko, but he is tackled. The ball goes wide to Nistor. Nistor avoids Stashonok. Here is Nistor down the wing. Will his cross find his man? Mihai! And that ball is missed. We have Belarus making 2 substitutions and also the Romanians subbing their winger. Here we have Germany getting the ball out to Brill, but he's tackled by Eddie. Ball goes forward. Swartz switches flank for Brock Muller now. Brock Muller approached by Mikkel Rath. Brock Muller. Ducks! Ducks has got a score! Ducks scores! And it's 2-2. Scotland, Germany, 2-2. And that puts Ukraine through. At this stage in the game, the Scottish make a substitution. That is a new striker that they've got on the pitch. I'm going to pause the game there at the 68th minute. And this game's going to reach... Oh, Gutovic. 2 shots there, both saved. Radinovic wide for Janvic. Here is Yarmolenko for Pyatov, remembering the Ukrainians just subbed on a striker. And here he is, Netsetki. But he's tackled in the box by the Serbians. The Serbians playing a very defensive game. Mirkovic. Here is Gulic. Pass forward is intercepted by Mekevich. Here is Yarmolenko for Kostyuk. Kostyuk goes backwards for Nesta. Nesta now. Passing forwards, hoping to find, and finding Pavlenko! Pavlenko through one goal! And that is saved. And we'll pause it there. Birovic. Mihai scores! Birovic putting him through, and it's 4-1. The Romanians are well and truly very much assured of going through now. Here is Bondarev wide, hoping for Demchenko. Here is Amugurunisai, and his cross is Demchenko eventually winning the ball. The Romanians win it back. It's eventually dealt with again by Demchenko. Demchenko for Ramashko. Ramashko for Belarus. Wide for Yakovenko. Pass at centers for Belkin. Belkin for Lamashkevich. Lamashkevich's pass is intercepted. Here is Amuguronesi. Amurugurase. Amurugurase for Mihai, and he's tackled in the box, and Popkov clears. Popkov for Demchenko. Mule with an interception, putting Mihai through, and Mihai scores, and it's 5-1 to Romania. And now we will take a chance to look at the table. This was the table. This is the new table. With Scotland on course for a 2-2 draw with Germany, breathing some life into the German campaign there. Germany will need, with Romania up 5-1, Germany will pretty much need Ukraine to lose, and Ukraine to probably lose by a couple of goals, because they do not look like they're going to beat Scotland by 4 goals. It looks like they're going to need Ukraine to lose by 3 or 2 and Germany to win by 2 or 3. That kind of result. But Germany, a little bit of life breathed into their campaign. Meanwhile, we've got Scotland. Scotland need to break this deadlock against Germany. Scotland will need a win to avoid things staying the same and being eliminated. And meanwhile, we have Ukraine, who started the round on top of the group by 1 point. Ukraine, they still should be going for the win. It is an interesting... Oh, well, if they... Let's say they end up losing against Serbia. If Ukraine ends up losing, then they'll just go to 8 points, but they've still got the goal difference on Scotland. So Ukraine with absolutely nothing to lose here. Anyway, we're going to go back to the games. Well, that's the group. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. I think it was fast enough. I might cut it out. So we've got, what, 72, 70, 68. So we're going to play Scotland, Germany first. And then this game. And then this game. And we're going to go back to Scotland, Germany. This is probably the most important game. Find later, passing forward, but not finding anyone. Brill for Germany. Germany's really stacked this side of the pitch, but Dirks is not in an ideal position for receiving crosses from that side. He's in a great position for receiving crosses from the other side. Here's Elwood, passed over defenders. Domachowski, the substitute, just not doing a good job there. Here is Mark for Scots. He passes forward. Milne now, dribbling, avoiding one of the tackles, passes backwards for Find Later. Find Later passing short for McCarty. McCarty for McClurgan, but his ball is intercepted. The Germans will run down the right wing once again with Brill. Brill, he doesn't have a great option. Here's Dirks, avoids one tackle. Dirks with a shot, but it's out for a goal kick. Here we have Kuzmic for Belarus. Kuzmic getting through on goal there, but Aliuta with the save. Mihai for Amoguruense. Amoguruense with a cross in for Biriu dribbles in, and it's saved by Urkovic. Belarus really not playing for anything at this point. They're 5-1 down. Lamashkevich, his ball is intercepted by Leclerc, and that ball is out of bounds. Stashonok. His throw-in actually finds Demchenko, corralled by Mew. Here is Ramashko for Kuzmic, Lamashkevich! Aliuta with another save. The Belarusians with their substitutes are a little reinvigorated here. They're no longer sleepwalking. Here's Belkin, Ramashko, Bondarev, Kuzmic, dribbling, Kuzmic, Yakovenko, cross, intercepted. Here we go once again with Amoguro Anase. Cross comes in for Mihai, avoids Popkov. But the ball is saved by Urkovic. And we're going to go back to Scotland, Germany. Mark. Ball on the wing. Here's McIlraith for Elwood. Elwood now. Dribbling forward. Here's Find Later, dribbling forward, drawing a few players. Here's McCarty. Staffelt with the save there. We go back to Ukraine, Serbia. It's still 1-1. Gulti, ball forward. Nesta, Matkovic, Medved with the ball on midfield. Medved for Nitsatkia, but it is intercepted by Radomovic. Gutov now with the ball. Janjic for Roganovic. Saved by Oshkachuk. Back to Scotland. Here's McCarty through on goal. He got the pass from which is a great name. McClurgan, I think it was. And the Scots are up 3-2. What excellent commentary here. That will put Scotland through instead of Ukraine, that goal. Critical. Absolutely critical. Here's Kimpella. Kimpella now for Brock Muller. The Germans need an absolute miracle here. Brock Muller for Hoff. Hoff in the middle of the pitch. Passes for Dirk into space. Dirk avoids Tawason. But Simon with the save there. Here is the Serbian Gutvic. Gutvic, his pass for Janic does not find him. Instead, it's Yarmolenko going for a searching run. Pyatov past one. Pyatov drawing Radinovic. But Radinovic was good enough. But he turns it straight over to Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko! Pavlenko! Urkovic with the save there. Here we have Mihai in the box. Rameshko, Kuzmic, Leclerc with the clearance. Stashonok, Demchenko now. Not really finding anyone. Eventually Leclerc. Here's Amuguro Anse to Mihai. Ball is saved by Urkovic. And we might cross back to Ukraine-Serbia. This is the critical game at the moment. Karlovic for Serbia. His ball not going past Biloshapka, Kostyuk, Nitsenki, Pyatov with a tackle. And the through ball for Pavlenko. Urkovic with a save there. We'll go back to Scotland, Germany. It is still 3-2. Here is Mark on the right. Back area for Scotland. Here's Barman intercepting for Germany. Eddie with a tackle on the wing. Eddie looking for Elwood. He finds Elwood. Elwood's through on goal. There's no one near him except the goalkeeper Stafford. Saves once, saves twice, saves a third time. Well, McClurgan will take the corner. Scotland on the edge of scoring a fourth goal, which would surely settle this game. We're in the 85th minute. Stafford with the save. We might stick with this game. Stafford kicking the ball forward. It's deep. Dirks is through here. I think Dirks is through all the way. Could the goalkeeper get an assist? Dirks had all the time in the world, but his shot was high, right, and terrible. Simon. Goal kick. Eventually Elwood wins it for the Scots, but he starts dribbling backwards. Elwood wasting time here, dribbles back to the place where he first received the ball. He passes, but Hesse with an interception. Here is Brock Muller. Brock Muller now. Cross comes in for Dirks, finds Dirks. Tawerson with a tackle. No penalty there. Kimpella for Germany. Passing forward. Eddie. Thompson now. Thompson with the ball in stoppage time. I think the Scots will hold on. Barman. Elwood. Will Elwood waste some more time? It looks like he's trying to. McClurgan is through on goal. He may as well go for it. Stafford with the save. And that's the end of the game. Scotland win their game. We have to find Ukraine, Serbia. 10 minutes to go. Janic forward. Nesta, interception. Nesta, ball is tackled by Setnovic. Setnovic for Mirkovic. Tackled. Pyatov forward. Ukraine needs a goal. Kostyuk. Pavlenko misses. Urkovic with the goal kick for Serbia. Yarmolenko, Pyatov. Ukraine getting on top here. Pyatov back for Medved. Does not find him. Gutvic for Serbia going forward. Eventually it's Nesta. Nesta for Kostyuk. Radinovic. Corrals forces a pass. It wasn't very good. Yarmolenko for Ukraine. Yarmolenko is tackled from behind by Karlovic. And just quickly, I wonder if we can... No, we just missed a goal from Romania, but that doesn't really matter. It just makes it 6-1. Can see part of the celebration there. Here is Pavlenko. Shot saved by Urkovic. Urkovic keeping Scotland in the tournament. Here is Kopakaka. Here is Gutovic. Roganovic! Corner for Serbia. The time, it ticks down. Ukraine needs a goal. It looks like Serbia will settle for a draw. It will be their third draw, and with that draw, they would move off the bottom of the table. National pride at stake for Serbia. The cross comes in. It's saved by Osarchuk. Osarchuk now. There's not much time, but he wastes a precious little of it left. Here's Kostyuk. Kostyuk passing backwards. Yarmolenko. The Ukrainians. Yarmolenko wins the ball back. They need to play with more urgency here. Mirkovic. Mirkovic for Serbia. And that's the game. The ref blows the whistle. Ukraine are out. It is truly insane in the Ukraine. Playing too defensively and paying the price. The game finishing 1-1. Romania, Belarus finishing 6-1. And of course Scotland, Germany finishing 3-2 for the Scots. And that final goal putting Scotland through. It might look like they're through by 1 point, but really they're through by 1 goal. 1 more goal for Germany, and Ukraine would have gone through. 1 more goal for Ukraine, and Ukraine also would have been going through in that scenario. But as it happened, as it stood, Romania first place, a thoroughly convincing win against Belarus. Second place, Scotland, who battled hard for their victory against Germany. And in third place, the disappointing Ukraine. They were in with a shout. They were going through with 81 minutes gone, but with 82 minutes gone, Scotland found a goal. It was the master substitute. It was... let me get his name. Mick Hardy subbed onto the ground after Germany equalised. A clever ploy by the Scottish manager Winswood there. We look at the game, so we can see Scotland actually got more shots off. Germany, I felt like, dominated for large portions that we saw, but once again, with that centre forward being positioned off centre, really hampered Germany's efforts down the right wing. We can see possession pretty equal. The other thing of note, Germany not making any substitutions, very interesting there. Germany had to win this game by probably 4 goals to have any chance of qualification, and they did go quite aggressive, but not making any substitutes, presumably to try to save. We can see in the background they've got a full substitutions bench, presumably to save game time, because substitutes are a good way if you're ahead of just wasting time. We will look at Ukraine-Serbia. 1-1. Ukraine, 17 shots to 13. Reasonable. It's reasonable to get a draw out of that. You would expect to win more times than Serbia to win. But a draw is certainly not out of the realm of possibility there. Ukraine making all substitutions. Serbia with 1 sub left on the bench. This game was hampered severely by the number of back passes, which in turn was caused by the defensive nature of the game. Both teams putting men behind... well, a lot of men in midfield, actually. Compared to strategies that I would prefer to play myself as a manager, but that is, of course, personal bias. And finally, we will wrap up Romania, Belarus. And we have Belarus went up 1-0, but Ferdoy, Skripkaru, and Mihai with a hat-trick. Mihai, one of the substitutes that came on. Romania well and truly on top in this game, 22 shots to 12. We would expect a heavy Romanian victory most of the time. They didn't have most of the possession. Belarus, as a result of their short passing tactic, passed the ball around an awful lot, probably too much in the end. the more direct method of scoring for Romania, putting them through on top. And as you can see here, the official European Championship page. So for the round of 16, we have Austria and Belgium. We have Russia, Denmark. So I would say Belgium. I'm going to say Denmark. England, Spain. Ooh. I'm going to say Spain. Italy, Greece. Big rivalry there, at least geopolitically. I would pick actually, I'm going to pick Greece in this game. I reckon Greece. Italy got out of one of the groups of death, but I reckon Greece is pretty strong in Managerzone. We've got Netherlands, Switzerland. Again, I haven't actually looked at any of these tactics or anything. Netherlands, Switzerland. I'm going to pick Netherlands. Poland, Romania. Let's go with... I'm going to go with Romania, actually. I think I trust the Romanian manager to come up with a good tactic against the Poles. I've encountered him a few times. I think Romania in that game. We have Scotland, Turkey. So Scotland gets out of their group by the barest of margins, only to face absolute giants in Turkey. So Turkey heavy favourite there. And finally, we have Latvia, Estonia, the two remaining Baltic states going up against each other. If we're not counting Russia as Baltic, which I don't think you normally do. I will pick Estonia for that game to go through. Anyway, that wraps it up. If you're watching this near release time, I hope you enjoy the round of 16 games. If you're watching this maybe a day after or two, all of these games would have happened by then, and I will be probably doing something for the quarterfinals, but we'll see. We'll see how I go for time.